We ask that you please remain standing. We will now have the presentation of the colors and the national anthem. The national anthem will be sung by baritone J. Daniel Altman. Daniel is his first year of his master's degree in vocal performance at the University of Memphis. Altman made his professional debut in Atlanta Opera's production of La Boheme. Good afternoon. Please be seated. I am Ralph Faudree, the University Provost, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the fall convocation of the 100th commencement of the University of Memphis. It's appropriate you would applaud. It's a special year for us. We're extremely proud of our graduation class. Today, in two separate ceremonies, we will award a total of 1,539 degrees from the 11 schools and colleges that comprise the university. We will recognize 555 of our graduates this afternoon. This morning, we recognized other graduates from 3 other colleges and 2 other schools. This brings the number of degrees awarded since 1912 to nearly 150,000. At this time, I would like to introduce some special members of the platform party who will be participating in today's ceremony. I'll ask each of them to stand as they are introduced. Ms. Julie Johnson, Vice President for Advancement. Mr. David Zettergren, Vice President for Business and Finance. Ms. Ellen Watson, Interim Vice President for Technology and the Chief Information Officer. Dr. Rosie Phillips Bingham, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Wade Jackson, Associate Professor in the Fogelman College of Business and Economics and past President of the Faculty Senate. Dr. Sylverna Ford, Dean of University Libraries. Dr. Henry Kurtz, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Richard Ranta, Dean, College of Communication and Fine Arts. And Dr. Richard Irwin, Associate Dean of University College. And Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean of the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders. Now at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Tyler DeWitt. He is President of the Student Government Association. He received his Bachelor's in Business Administration degree from the Fogelman College of Business and Economics, and he is presently serving the remainder of his presidency as a graduate student in accounting in that college. He plans to attend law school next fall, and he now brings greetings and remarks on behalf of our student body. Tyler.
Thank you, Dr. Faudree, Dr. Raines, distinguished guests, and all those in attendance today, and congratulations, graduates from the class of 2011. Today is truly a very special day. For you, the graduates, today marks a turning point in your lives. Now, as a recent graduate, I understand exactly what it takes to earn the privilege of walking across this stage. I understand that you've completed years of all-nighters, cramming for tests, and for some of you out there, maybe even a few parties. And I definitely guarantee that this will probably be the last time you'll ever be able to stand on the floor at the FedEx Forum at an event for free. But today, your hard work is paid off, and soon you will be recognized as graduates of the University of Memphis. Now, as I was deciding what I was going to speak about today, I thought of a variety of life lessons and quotes that I've accumulated over the past few years. Then Dr. Raines reminded me that I only have 3 minutes, so I'll honor that. But as I was thinking, I realized that the most significant topic I could ever share with you today is the importance of continued involvement with the University of Memphis. Now, as a business major, I've learned a few things over the past 3.5 years. And what I've come to the conclusion of is this: our degree is only as valuable as our university. So by graduating and giving back to the University of Memphis, we will have received not only a high-quality education, but a lifelong return on our investment. When I say give back, I don't necessarily mean just writing a check. Giving back to the University of Memphis means remembering where you came from and staying connected with this great university as well as this great city. You know, my father always told me to bloom where you've been planted and to always strive to leave every aspect of life better than when you first found it. So graduates from the class of 2011, it's time for us to take pride in our alma mater and to truly bloom where we've been planted. I'll leave you with this. A few years ago, I had the excellent opportunity of learning how to fly an airplane. And one of the very first lessons that my flight instructor taught me was that attitude determines altitude. You know, that very same principle from flying applies to each of us here today. You see, by giving back to our university, by taking pride, keeping the right attitude, working hard, and giving back, blooming where we've been planted, our altitude and our possibilities in life will truly be endless. Thank you, God bless, and congratulations once again to the class of 2011.
Thank you, Tyler. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the 11th President of the University of Memphis, Dr. Shirley C. Raines.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Let me also welcome you to this convocation, the 100th commencement. Today is an exciting day for those of us at the university. For the last 100 years, the University of Memphis has granted bachelor's, master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees to distinguished and outstanding students from all walks of life. And today, you, our graduates, are joining this elite group of individuals. We've watched you dream and think and now become doers. And as you begin a new phase in your life as graduates of our university, we offer our congratulations, but it is a thrill for us to be involved in your education and a privilege also to introduce to you this afternoon another distinguished graduate of the University of Memphis, Jan Young. Jan Young has had a distinguished career in education, healthcare, the military, and philanthropy. As executive director of the Assisi Foundation, Young has overall accountability for the implementation of the foundation's philanthropic activities, giving to many worthy causes around the city, the strategic direction, community relations, and management of the staff. Her military service began with the U.S. Army Nursing Corps Reserves. She transferred to the Air National Guard and in 1990 received the Outstanding Air National Guard Nurse Award. In 2005, Young was promoted to the rank of Brigadier General. In 2009, she was promoted again to Major General, the highest rank awarded to a traditional Guard member. She currently serves as the Air National Guard Liaison to the Air Education and Training Command. In February, Jan Young was recognized as one of the University of Memphis Alumni Association's highest honor, the Distinguished Alumni Award. Please welcome to the podium another distinguished alumni of the University of Memphis, Jan Young.
Good afternoon. Can you believe it's really here? Pretty neat, huh? To all those who matter and are present today, thank you so much for being here. And to the graduates, I add my congratulations, and I congratulate all of you who supported each person sitting in the seat. I'm truly honored to deliver the 100th commencement address, and I really would have liked to have read the very first commencement address. I trust that it was full of hope and optimism, and I imagine that they felt many of the challenges that we might feel today. Now, I am also sure that those individuals would have stood in awe and have been very proud of the members sitting in the seats today. I've taken an informal poll about commencement addresses, and I've discovered that if you graduated more than 5 years ago, you probably don't know who delivered your commencement address. And you probably won't remember what they said. So technically, I don't have anything to be nervous about, right? Because you're not going to remember anything I said anyway. Now, I could probably deliver the Gettysburg Address or read the first chapter of A Tale of Two Cities, and the result would be exactly the same. The only thing memorable in that case would be the expression on the faces of the people who share the platform with me, because, you know, they would be looking at me like, this isn't quite what we asked you to do. Now, if you think, graduates, that you're the only ones that had to meet a deadline, you're wrong. I had to too. They made me deliver a copy of what I was going to say today about a week ago, because I think somebody heard that I prefer to write what I'm going to say either the evening before, the morning of, or on the way to an event. And they weren't quite sure what I was going to say. Now, I thought back to 1911 and 1912, to the very first group of students. I have no idea why they picked the tiger as a mascot. But some of you must have thought about that because you've got 100 tigers running around all over the place, right? So I'm told that in Chinese culture, the tiger represents power and energy, strength, protection, and illumination. Also, tiger parts are known to be invaluable and used in healing salves or medical formulation. So, as University of Memphis Tigers, how will each of you, now as graduates, use your power, your energy, your strength to protect, inspire, and be a beacon of light for our community? How will you help heal the divisiveness in our community? I also think it noteworthy that in 1912, it was the students who picked their colors of blue and gray as a way to symbolize the unification of individuals who fought on opposite sides of the Civil War. Today, the university contributes by generously sharing the talents of the students, the faculty, and the alumni in addressing divergent issues in our community and still bringing people together of different perspectives. Thanks to all the graduates who at some point in your academic careers chose to work on community projects and help within the community. In thinking back to what the world might have looked like in 1911 and 1912, I can only imagine a society who faced many of the same challenges that we believe we face today. You know, the Progressive Party was formed because of a split in the Republican Party. Just think about it. Today, we have the Tea Party. In 1911, Memphis experienced a huge flood in downtown. This year, 2011, we experienced a flood near downtown, didn't we? In 1911-12 period, the University of Tennessee Medical School merged with the Memphis Hospital Medical College and College of Physicians and Surgeons. This year, Methodist Hospital announced a collaborative relationship with West Clinic. Many similarities. In A Tale of Two Cities, Chapter 1, they're getting nervous back there because, you know, they think I might be going off script here. Charles Dickens wrote a familiar quote. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us, and so on. For you, the graduates, it may seem somewhat like that. For some of you, you're fortunate enough to be employed. For others, you may be seeking employment, and it may not come as quickly as you would like, or the people living with you would like. Now, your degree opens the door to many possibilities, so take heart. Even if you've received a terminal degree, further education is an option. I happen to know an internal medical physician who happens to be also a welder. Maybe you'll be drawn to culinary education or aviation mechanics. That is an option. Just something to think about. A few of you may embrace military service. If you do choose to do so, I want to thank you for joining the 1% Club. It's the 1% Club because it's been said that only 1% of the people in our country eligible to wear the uniform actually choose to do so. So I thank you in advance. And as a nurse, I'm going off script. Nursing students, let me see where you are. Thank you. For you, I have a special request. I want to thank you for accepting a sacred trust. Please never forget that. And what I mean by that is, people trust us with their lives. Their families trust us with their most precious resource. Please never forget the sacred trust of our profession. Thank you. My charge in delivering this address is to share some thoughts and advice that seems to be helpful to me in the past and continues to be. And in spite of the survey, for those of you who choose to listen, I'm going to tell you some secrets. That might get your attention. Some of you can pretend to listen, and that makes this group very happy. First, you may think you're finished with school. I would invite you to consider that your learning has just begun. At this university, I know that you're dreamers. You are thinkers and you are doers. Because you've earned that seat, you also know how to express yourself. Now, every time I hear that, I just want to do a little dance because, you know, there used to be this oldie but goodie called for expressing yourself. But what I want to ask you, what dreams will you choose to pursue? What thoughts will you bring life to through your actions? Are you a bystander? Or are you actively engaged? Do you wake up in the morning with joy looking forward to how you will choose to serve? How do you express yourself? Do you follow the voices of the crowd? Do you choose to find your own voice? Do you inspire others to find their voices? Please reflect on that. Have you ever stopped to think who you are? And I'm not talking about your name. I'm not talking about your job. And I'm not talking about the discipline you chose to pursue. Who are you? What is your purpose in this lifetime? What is your passion? You know, when we want to know about a business, we ask about the mission statement, don't we? Now, in the South, people are forever asking, where do you come from? Who is your family? What that person is trying to find out is, what are your values? What do you stand for? Now, as great as a large corporation might be, they find a way, don't they, to connect even the CEO to the janitor, to that mission statement? How will you connect how you choose to serve with your purpose and your passion in this lifetime? What are your values? As Stephen Covey said, certain principles are things you will not change for either expediency or gain. What values will you never trade for either? And when there's a conflict between two of your highest values, how will you choose what the higher right might be for you? I ask you to reflect. When there are so many choices available to us, I do understand that it's hard to make a choice. In a tough job market, you may feel limited. And whether the choices are few and many, or many, I do challenge you to find a way to connect with your purpose. One of you sitting in this seat may be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. One of you may be an Oscar winner or receive a Grammy Award. You might be lucky enough to be thought of as a phenomenal human being and a treasured friend. I ask you to reflect on how you'll choose to serve. Today, you may be everything to one person. It's highly unlikely that you can be all things to all people. However, if you are, please find me after this is over, because I really want to meet you and find out how you did it. Most of us mere mortals are limited in our strengths. I invite you to find others who have strengths greater than your own, or who have strengths that complement yours. People who have different perspectives as you go through your journey. How do you go about finding who those people might be, or where those strengths might be? I invite you to consider listening to other thoughts, listening to music you don't typically listen to, reading journals outside of your own discipline and chosen field, visiting websites legal websites that you don't typically go to. And although I considered this good advice when I first heard it, it came home to me not long ago when I was complaining to a friend about the lack of balanced reporting in the media. And he reminded me that with this plethora of opportunity to listen to a variety of media, TV, radio, the web, whatever, that we could actually choose those options that were aligned to our own personal beliefs and worldviews. Now that's okay, but if what we're attracted to happens to be misleading information or not accurate, then we begin to believe that that's true. And then other people think we're total idiots when they're trying to have a conversation with us. The other thing is, because as human beings, we seek the evidence to support whatever we choose to believe, that's all we're going to be attracted to. But that won't make us right. And that won't make us a better citizen. And that won't help us in having healthy discourse and dialogue. I ask you to reflect. Now, I know it's hard. Taking that advice can be painful. I will give you a personal example. I am not a fan of heavy metal or rap. I understand for those of you who enjoy that. I force myself to listen from time to time. I can't tell you that I totally embrace it, but I do somewhat understand why there might be an attraction to that music form for you. I get relaxed with NPR or jazz, so I understand if you don't understand that, but it does help provide insight to other people who enjoy a different preference. Now, while I'm telling you to embrace differences, I'm going to ask you if you find yourself comparing yourself to others. You've been thrown into a situation where you've been forced to do that almost because people want to know who set the curve for the grade, what rank in the class you are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, it's really wasted energy to compare ourselves to others or try to be exactly like somebody else. As hard as one might try, you're always going to be a second best somebody else. But guess what? No one can be a better you than you. You can be the best you there ever was. I challenge you to reflect on that. Okay, it's time for the secrets because I told you I would tell you some. First secret. Many have quoted Viktor Frankl, who wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning, and if you haven't read it, I would recommend that to you. He described the last of the human freedoms, and that was the freedom to choose our attitude in any given set of circumstances. I had no idea that Tyler was going to talk to you about attitude today, before today, but he also, that's a derivative of that particular advice. We get to choose. Some people might say pain is inevitable, suffering is an option. We get to choose our attitude. The second secret, this too shall pass. Whether it is the best of times or the worst of times, the season of light, the season of darkness, the spring of hope, or the winter of despair, this too shall pass. So, in the moments of our greatest joy, we can be very grateful for those blessings. And in the moments of our greatest sadness, we can take heart, and those words and faith will get us through, knowing this too shall pass. As you choose the dreams and thoughts you wish to bring to life, pay attention to the buts. Okay, I meant buts, the B-U-T, but. I have been told that that really is an acronym for behold the underlying truth. Now, what I was told is whatever precedes the word but, you can discount it. Whatever comes after the but, pay attention to because that will be true. I will now give you an example that will be relevant for today. Because you're from the South and you're polite, you might say, nice commencement speech, but it could have been shorter. Or, hello, you are the only person standing between me and walking across that stage and getting my picture taken. Now that would be the truth. I ask you to reflect. Listen not only to the buts in your conversation, but the buts in the conversations of others. And perhaps the best advice I've ever seen or received is a poem that's said to be written on a wall in Calcutta. Some attribute the authorship to Mother Teresa, others to Dr. Kent Keith. Whoever the author, I would like to share it with you. And I want to say, when I mention God from a Judeo-Christian perspective, I invite those of other faith traditions to substitute whatever perspective fits within your spiritual worldview. Here's the poem. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, many people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, some people may cheat you. You be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone might destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, there will be those who will be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, even though for some it may never be enough. Give the world the best you have anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it's between you and God. It'll never be between you and them anyway. So graduates, in closing, I again offer my congratulations, and I wish you peace, joy, and everyday miracles in your journey in the months, years, and in your lives ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Young, for your very thoughtful and timely remarks. We now enter a special part of the program where we recognize each of our graduates. Their names will be read by Ms. Anita Jo Linhart, who is an associate professor in theater and dance, and Mr. Steve White, who is a singing actor. I want to draw your attention to the overhead screen that will allow you to have a close-up view of each candidate with President Raines. We begin with our doctoral degrees. The candidates for the doctoral degrees will be presented by Dr. Karen Weddle-West, who is the Vice Provost for Graduate Programs. Dr. Karen Weddle-West.
President Raines, I present the doctoral candidates for the conferral of the degree. Will all the doctoral candidates please rise and remain standing? President Raines, on behalf of the graduate faculty of the University of Memphis, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, upon certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and by the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the doctoral degree that you have earned and admit you to all rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You will receive the appropriate diploma.
The following candidates have earned the Doctor of Education degree from the College of Education, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean. Jennifer Cheryl Blassingame is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. Laura Casey, and Dr. Sandra Cooley-Nichols, co-major professors, Dr. Sandra Cooley-Nichols assisting in the hooding. Jackie Edward Farrell is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Counseling, Education, Psychology, and Research, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean. Dr. Steve Zansker for Dr. Daniel Lusker, Major Professor. Darkus Fayetta Green is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. Larry McNeil, Major Professor. Gwendolyn L. Jarman Watson is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. Larry McNeil, Major Professor. Shamika Maria Harris is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Counseling, Education Psychology, and Research, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. Ronnie Priest, Major Professor. Ashley Hirsch Horton is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. J. Helen Perkins, Major Professor. Marcia Faye Hunter is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. Shirley A. Key, Major Professor. Corey Adele Johnson is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. Lee E. Allen, Major Professor. Jody G. Long is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean. Katrina Meyer, Major Professor. Marcia Yvette Sharp is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean. Dr. Katrina Meyer, Major Professor. Robert Lemoyne Robinson is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. John C. Smart, Major Professor, Dr. Beverly E. Cross, assisting in the hooding. Danny E. Thompson, Jr. is receiving the Doctor of Education through the Department of Instruction and Curriculum Leadership, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. Jeffrey M. Byford, Major Professor. The following candidates have earned the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Michelle Staley Goddard is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Counseling, Education, Psychology, and Research, Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean, Dr. Sarah K. Bridges, Major Professor. The following candidates have earned the Doctor of Philosophy degree from the Herff College of Engineering, Dr. Richard Warder, Dean. Jonathan Dempsey McCandless is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Richard C. Warder, Dean. Dr. Warren O'Haggard, Major Professor. Peter A. Narowski is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the Department of Biomedical Engineering. Dr. Richard C. Warder, Dean. Dr. Joel D. Bumgardner, Major Professor. The following candidates have earned the Doctor of Audiology degree from the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders, Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean. Dorianne Denise Beverly is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders, Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean. Dr. Michael P. Canito, Major Professor. Janie Annette Johnson is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders, Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean. Robert M. Cox, Major Professor. Catherine Shaughnessy Schwartz is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy through the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders, Dr. Maurice Mendel, Dean. Dr. Robin M. Cox, Major Professor.
President Raines will now confer additional graduate degrees. We begin with Dr. Lisa Kledges, who is Dean of the School of Public Health, will introduce the candidates from that school.
Candidates for the Master of Public Health and Master of Health Administration, please stand and remain standing. President Raines, on behalf of the faculty of the school, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
School of Public Health Master's candidates, upon certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and by the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the master's degree that you have earned and admit you to all rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You will receive the appropriate diploma. Please be seated.
At this time, President Raines will confer the remaining graduate degrees. Dr. Karen Weddle-West, Vice Provost for Graduate Programs, will introduce the school's remaining candidates.
Will all the remaining candidates for the specialist and master's degrees please stand and remain standing? Specialist and master's degrees. President Raines, on behalf of the graduate faculty of the University of Memphis, I recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred.
Master's and specialist candidates, ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, upon certification by the graduate school that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and with the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the degree that you have earned and admit you to all rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You will receive the appropriate diploma. Please be seated.
President Raines, the deans of the colleges and schools of the candidates for the baccalaureate degree will present the undergraduate candidates as they are presented in the program. As your college is introduced, we ask that you rise and remain standing for the conferral of the baccalaureate degree. We begin with Dr. Richard C. Warder, Dean, Herff College of Engineering.
Will all the candidates for the bachelor's degrees offered by the Herff College of Engineering please rise? President Raines, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I'm pleased to recommend that the appropriate degrees be conferred. Please be seated.
Dr. Donald Wagner, Dean, College of Education.
Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the College of Education please rise? President Raines, on behalf of the Dean and the faculty of the college, I recommend that the appropriate degree be conferred. You may be seated.
Dr. Lynn Zahn, Dean of the Loewenberg School of Nursing.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the Loewenberg School of Nursing please rise? President Raines, on behalf of the faculty of the school, I recommend the appropriate degree be conferred. Please be seated.
Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean of the Fogelman College of Business and Economics.
Will all the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the Fogelman College of Business and Economics please rise? President Raines, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I recommend that the appropriate degree be confirmed. Please be seated.
Will all of the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please rise? All of the baccalaureate degree candidates, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class of the undergraduate schools and colleges of the University of Memphis, with approval of the undergraduate faculties of the university and upon certification by the dean of your college that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and with the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents, I confer upon each of you the degree that you have earned and admit you to all rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. you will receive the appropriate diploma. It is customary that you move your tassel from right to left, signifying that you have earned your baccalaureate degree. Please be seated.
Congratulations, students. We would now like to recognize 2 undergraduate students. These are 2 students who have earned a perfect 4.0 grade point average. I'm going to ask them to stand as I call their names. We begin with Ms. Amy R. Roche and Kristen J. Rutschman. They're both receiving a Bachelor of Business Administration degree in the Fogelman College of Business. Congratulations to each of you. Please be seated. Graduates who have distinguished themselves in their academic work by graduating with honors, you will find listed in the program. They also can be identified by their honor cords. As I identify each of these honors group, I'm going to ask them to stand. We'll begin with gold, which signifies summa cum laude. Please stand. Congratulations, students. Please be seated. Red, which signifies magna cum laude. Please stand. Congratulations. Please be seated. White, which signifies cum laude. Please stand so that we can recognize you. Please be seated. We would also like to take this opportunity to recognize Army Cadet Carlos S. Russ, who will commission as an active duty Air Force officer. I ask him to stand so that we can recognize him. Carlos. Phi Kappa Phi is the University of Memphis' highest all-discipline academic honor society. It represents the top 5% of each college or school on our campus. I ask that all members of Phi Kappa Phi, including the faculty and administration, to please rise at this time so that we can recognize you. Please rise. Thank you. Please be seated. It's now my pleasure to recognize Mr. Ali Prescott. Mr. Prescott is a life member of the Alumni Association and chairman of the National Alumni Association Board. He received both his baccalaureate degree and law degrees from the University of Memphis. He's a former baseball player and an active member of the M Club. He's owner of a consulting company, Ali Prescott and Partners, and is also a senior advisor for Waddell and Associates. Mr. Ali Prescott.
Thank you, Dr. Faudrey, President Raines, Dr. Young, distinguished guests. Greetings and congratulations from the Alumni Association. As Dr. Faudrey said, my name is Ali Prescott, and I'm a life member and chairman of the National Alumni Association Board. Today is the first day of your life as an alumna or alumnus of the University of Memphis. With that honor comes responsibility. Responsibility to the university and to each other as alumni. You now join the ranks of such notable alums as Fred Thompson, actor and former senator, Bernice Donald, judge for the Federal District Court, Anthony Penny Hardaway, former NBA player and now Memphis philanthropist, and Johanna Edwards, former author and New York Times bestseller list. With this new badge of distinction, you've got a responsibility to speak well of the University of Memphis and stay connected with it through the Alumni Association. The Alumni Association is very pleased to present each of you with a complimentary first-year associate membership to the Alumni Association, which will be mailed with your diploma. You have more than 70 clubs, chapters, and programs based on academics, geography, or specific interest, which you may join. Because of devoted alumni like you, our great university will become one of the best metropolitan research institutions in this country. Just as every great city deserves a great university, every great university has a great alumni association. You, graduates, are our future. You are our alumni. You are True Blue. And you are the University of Memphis Alumni Association. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Prescott, and also thank you for your support of the University of Memphis. Each college will now proceed to the stage, and for each college, the graduate students will precede the undergraduates by college.
These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the School of Public Health. Dr. Lisa Cleeses, Dean. The following candidates have earned the Master of Public Health. Altovis Linnell Boyd. Kyle William Cusisto. Shayla Elise Lawrence. Robert Charles Meister. Renata J. Scott. Valencia Monique Smith. These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the Herff College of Engineering. Dr. Richard C. Warder, Jr., Dean. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree. Alexander Bada. Sushil Raj Bertel. Rohitraj Patrudu McKenna. Marvin Magwin Macwin. John Benton Wade. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering. Abtin Ron Moshref. Matthew Pierce Howell. James Anthony Williams. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering degree. Lindsay M. Thomas. Cody E. Shields. Tyler D. Jackson. Jeffrey D. Jenkins. Ferris Moji. Knut Sversen. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering degree. Peter T. Scobie. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering degree. Benjamin Avance. Fatumata Ba. Jeff Boaton. Patrick J. Harris. Tyrese O. White. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. Kevin P. Kelly. David C. Mosley. David J. Schmidt. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Engineering Technology degree. Jared W. Odell. Russell L. Wagner. Andrew G. Goldie. Sean Kelly. Christopher D. Poplar. Amelia R. Stacy. Christopher C. Bolden. William Jimmy Fowler. Kyle T. Radley. Andrew L. Ragford. Carlos S. Russ. Antonio Germain Strong. The following graduates have earned a degree in the College of Education. Dr. Donald I. Wagner, Dean.
Rolanda L. Taylor, Student Marshal. The following candidates have earned the Master of Arts in Teaching degree. Morgan Whitney Burton. Stephanie Michelle Catron. Mary A. Dabney. Lauren Ford. Clay Allen Fowler, Christopher Paul Garavelli, Melissa Cunningham Garavelli, Sarah Elizabeth Graham, Lillian L. Grant, Brittany Tennell Green, Leslie Marie Hillis, Katie Dawn Holland, Andrea Nicole House, Rebecca Ann Cast, Kristen Yvonne Langford, Christopher Gerald Maley, Tamira S. Malone, Chastity D. Martinez, Michael N. McGlasson, Heidi M. Miller, Nicole Lynn Miller, LaQuisa Mitchell, Jacqueline Newson, Keira Dominique Nunley, Robbie Usultan Parsons, Lizette Milo Perry, Janelle Andrea Purdy, Jessica L. Randolph, Brenda F. Reeder, Sharon Elizabeth Reichard, Sally Ann Stinchfield, Dawn L. Sutton, Rachel C. Self, Lauren A. Taylor, Trinisha Shantia Terry, Timberly P. Wright. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree: Sarah Akapoli, Aisha Ahmed, Lauren Marie Alfter, Amber Bobef Arthur, Ann Fitzgerald Blake, Jamel Rashawn Braddock, Valerie Elaine Carpenter, Constance Renee Collins, Brian Patrick Cook, Catherine Mary Draper, Jacqueline Melinda Eason, Ray Anthony O'Neill Ellis II, Fletcher Jamal Ferguson, Shelby Ford, Lindsay Diane French, Amy Nicole Gibson, Donna R. Gray, Michael Leon Gregory, Patty Susan Hollyfield, Heather Jameson Johnson, Casey Lynn Katz, Tara Leanna Marchek, Jamie Covington Martin, Whitney Nicole Maxey, Christopher Alexander McGrath, Rebecca Lynn Miller, Samuel Bradford Pope. Whitney Elise Reiser. Martha D. Ross. Amanda L. Russell. Monica Renee Rustum. Prashanti Selvanarayanan. Teresa Ann Shirley. Bethany Lee Stokes. Laura Christina Terranova. Shaela Lanice Thomas. Paula Tucker. Samantha A. Westby. Vanessa Dion Wheeler. Tabitha Nicole Wiley. Berlinda Williams Strong. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Education degree. Katrina Faye Carter. Brittany J. Hill. Erin Marie Horner. Stephanie Nicole Kyle. Lauren Blanche Malone. Melissa Catherine McCoy. Abigail Martin Bobbitt. Lindsay Morse Bradford. Stacy Williams Burgett. Jessica Nicole Campbell. Shauna Shantae Claiborne. Stacy Lee Craig. Louisa Elena Garner. Whitney E. Griggs. Carla Jo Hinkle. Karen Michelle Hoopengarner. Jonathan David Jones. Tiffany L. Keith. Teresa Marie McDaniel. Mary Margaret Meehan. Stacy Lynn Mims. Sarah Ann Reisenhoover. Jessica Eileen Roberts. Amanda Lauren Rowland. Takayla Joanna Summers Smith. Christina Regina Steigers. Erica Wilson Thomas. Bonnie Marie Thompson. Keisha Antoinette Tolbert. Vera Elizabeth Webb. Countess Virginia Winfrey. Audra Lynn Yates. Tamerlyn Sarah Banning. Pamela Ann Bergsmith. Brandy Lynn Blackstock. Lindsay Michelle Bowles. Sharon Denise Clark. Dorothy L. Copping. Brooksy Ann Davis. Karen Linnell Hogan. Bethany Page Humphrey. Laquita Hunt. Tracy Elizabeth Eigelhart. Latika White Jameson. Catherine Lynn Lavelle. Nicia Danielle Lewis. Marcy Lynn Mathis. Lutishi K. McGee. John Kelly McGugan. Megan Caroline Peterson, Logan Joseph Rogers, Amanda Elizabeth Rowe, Brittany K. Smith, Anna M. Thomas, Sarah Elizabeth Watkins, Casey Burby Wilbur, Rachel K. Williams, Nitu Alam, Erica Tanel Anderson, Crystal Joy Armstrong, Courtney Payne Barker, Courtney Roxanne Blackman, Nathan Christopher Bobo, Renee Nicole Bradshaw, Kevin Anthony Brower, Jenna Nicole Buckley, Jessica Elise Buchin, Laura Elizabeth Camp, Alicia Lavon Carter, Prentice DeJuan Carter, Melanie K. Castillo, Brittany Shay Kayshon, Brittany Bacon Chance, Amanda Catherine Christopher, Tammy Yannette Conley, Judy Lachelle Crawford, Kimbrielle Charisse Dates, Peter Andrew Dietrich, Richard Lee Easter, Jamie L. Ewing, Tanyaki Nicole Fenner, Sabrina Renee Freeman, Anna Catherine Gray, Wendy Michelle Hall, Candace Latrice Higgins, Mocha I. Horton, Clifford Joseph Jernigan, Jarmel Keneal Jones, Ciara Shontae Lasley, Conchila Maiden, Mary Josephine McCarver, Candace Erin McElroy, Melanie R. Meeks, Daniel Robert Millhouse, Dana Cherie Monroe, Melanie Diane Montgomery, Shrif Khalil Nashat, Aketa Shanice Neal, Chris LeGrand Norman, Stephen Wyatt Osborne, Brittany Monique Peoples, LaShante Nicole Phillips, Christina Rose Presley, Ryan Christopher Rainey, Rhonda Lynn Randolph, Adam James Sario, Evelyn Marietta Scott, Kristen M. Scott, Erin Marie Senny, Tina Louise Sherrod, Jeremy Shane Spears, Ansley Nicole Thomas, Kanisha Shonta Thomas, Meredith N. Thompson, Tara Jones Thornton, Kamisha Lynetta Underwood, Robert Christopher Williams, Diana Rose Wills, Christopher Demario Deshun Wilson, Eric Anthony Yoder.
These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the Loewenberg School of Nursing. Dr. Lynn Jean, Dean. Jacqueline Hill Pettigrew. The following candidates have earned the Master of Science in Nursing degree. Phyllis Renee Crump. Kendra LaShonda Dean. Marche Natasha James. Monica Michelle Jones. Rhonda Lewis. Tracy Carol Woody Power. Nicole Alvarado Ramirez. Twyla Rochelle Russell. Chelsea Johnson Sparks. Stephen Hollister Tickle. Roshunda Williams Tucker. Latonia Ann Williams. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree. Christina Nicole Augury. Pamela Catherine Golding. Sarah Caitlin Haight. Amanda Blair Smith. Jordan Jade Smith. Donald Logan Tate. Joshua C. Weil. Brandy Marie Williams. Ahmed Nabil Abalof. Lavonia Chantel Barrow. Patricia Elizabeth Box. Caitlin Brooke Kaufman. Barbara A. Shannell. Carolyn Ann Cleveland. Megan Levy Cooper. Jordana Catherine Davis. Brett Eugene Dixon. Summer Nicole Harris. Jelena Michelle Henderson. Brittany Alexandra Johnson. Hillary Catherine Cable. Christina Marie McDowell. Chalonda Rochelle Mobley. Tina Sellers Smith. Taina Steinberg. Marcel Antoinette Williams. Amanda Dawn Young. Crystal Denise Ammons. Holly Springfield Anderson. Rebecca Boyland. Ashley Ann Bratton. Taylor Nicole Cavett. Charlene E. Clark. Erica Lakita Clark. Heather Dawn Cosby. Precious Erica Cunningham. Dakota Jacob Davis. Tracy Clyett Doss. Charisse Larisha Baskin. Lana Elaine Elliott. Samantha Rivers Green. Blake Parker Henderson. Jamie Lauren Howell. Sophia Ann Bibbs Jarrett. Kimberly Beth Jeton. Lindsay Ford Josel. Mallory Elise Lightford. Megan Nicole Manning. Stephanie Lynn Murchison. Tamika Lachelle Patterson. De'era Antrice Ramey. Sonia Shakat Shivani. Brittany Michelle Walker. Jada Rochella Weaver.
These are the graduates who have earned a degree in the Fogelman College of Business and Economics. Dr. Rajiv Grover, Dean. Amy Rochelle Roche, Student Marshal. Christian Janine Rutschman, Student Marshal. The following candidates have earned the International Master of Business Administration degree. Kirill S. Pervun. The following candidates have earned the Master of Business Administration degree. Brian Austin Bayer. Megan Diana Capehart. Cheyenne Lawrence Danjo. Ryan Glenn Draper. Catherine Teresa Hanna. Cheryl D. Hayes. Swati Jayanth. Mallory Kate Lynch. Nadeem Anwar Malik. Scott Lamar Monroe. Keely Danielle Phelan. Trevor Joel Skelly. Hannah K. Thurman. Daryl James Tomlinson. Low E. V. Watkins. And the following candidates have earned the Master of Science degree. Chaitra Babu. Ronald Scott Carter. Ernest Ardell Howry. Alexandria Nicole Jackson. Sandeep Maladi. Sirish Kumar Pupala. John Joseph MacArthur. David Eric Miller. Gutham Reddy Puzam. John Ryan Mitchell. Andrew Moore Russell. Yishin Shen. Krishna Chaitanya Talazila. Courtney M. Thomas. Swetha Valoru. Ji Yu. The following candidates have earned the Bachelor of Business Administration degree. Jeffrey Adam Henson. Vandine Gnan Stocks. Matthew K. Thomas. Michael Maurice Allen. Lucas Eli Chin. Candace Nicole Danielson. Catherine Geronimo de Jesus. Jacqueline Felicia Green. Sosan M. Hamade. Teresa Faye Harding. Marcus Carrington Lomax. Leah Renee McKinley. DeMarcus Dante Nash. Margaret Oyindamola Thomas. Anthony Onyango Wanyananga. Joshua David Asplund. Lyndon Elaine Bradshaw. Yolanda Renee Chapman. Corinthian Akeem Davis. Michael Lawrence Gross. Lisa Joellen Hampton. Erin Marie Harland. Taka Kiera Ivy. Samuel Lee Johnson. John Patrick Lyons. George Mallory. Andrew Tyler McCullough. Monique Michelle McLean. Eleanor Sue McCutcheon. Sheila Renee Murphy. Jenny Esmeralda Ortega. Taylor Manning Pate. Melissa Annette Ray. Tyler Brown Ricossa. Amanda Denise Rogers Dill. Ian David Rosenthal. Stephen Franklin Sanders. Javier Ernesto Sosa. Beata Katarzyna Suleka. Christopher Michael Young. Joseline Paulette Acosta. Nicholas Edwin Adair. Erin Elizabeth Adams. Bashar Nader Akil. Rayan Abdulaziz Al-Amud. Felicia Ann Alexander. Gary Jamar Alexander. Ariel Lashea Atkins. Tarvasha Shuntel Austin. Denise Maricela Ayala. Kent Alexander Babakus. Kimberly Yvette Barnett. Benjamin Jason Beagle. Lindsay Ellen Booth. Clayton Wayne Boren. Ebony Sabrina Boyland. Amy Elizabeth Brooks. Crystal Carol Berger. Cameron Stephen Kennedy. Carly Tweevon Cowell. Agnieszka Alicia Shagelska. Christina Nicole Chanchola. Thomas Collins Colthart Jr. Lauren Nicole Conley. Christina Morgan Connor. Sanisha Koulibaly. Jonathan Mark Kraft. Brittany Danielle Curry. Calvin Marquise Curry. Renardre K. Curry. Samuel Matai Dabuol. Jason Clark Danahauer. Christopher Andrew Daniels. Creighton Quincy Douglas. Emily Renee Ebbs. Dexter Eddings. Brandon Craig Evans. Brett Andrew Faulkner. Dustin Christopher Fennell. Bradley E. Farrell. Jerome Rowan Leslie. Adrian L. Flint. Kelly Savina Louise Franks. Antonio Demond Gant. Raven Marie Gino. John Thomas Ginn. Kayla Monique Graham. Nick David Gorleone. Joshua Carl Griffith. Kimberly Nicole Gutalius. Sydney Webster Haining II. Chelsea Marlena Haynes. Brian Jacob Henson. Brian William Hobson. Charlissa Renee Hodge. Alexis Patricia Humelock. Brian Kyle Jackson. Bridget Renee Johnson. Lisa Michelle Johnson. Maurice Foster Jones. Laura Catherine Jordan. Zach A. Commissar. Joshua Cochise Lightfoot. Amanda R. Lindsay. Victoria Nicole Lucky. Monica Makram Masood. Robert Thomas Matheson. Bianca Patrice Matthews. Adam Tyler Davis McLean. Etiwanda Markson. Hannah C. Meskovich. Diva Shanique Mills. Keith Jarrett Moore. Stephanie Marie Mosher. Derek Austin Mosley. Vinnie T. Ngotwin. Kathleen Marie Nichols. Catherine Kerr Oliver. Justin Eugene Palmer. Delvin B. Parker. Brandon Tyler Pashby. Kevin Dale Patrick. Matthew Pennington. Natasha Michelle Berry. Lee Gordon Fund. Lakeisha Laisha Powell. Trevor Joseph Prigg. Hannah Lucille Proctor. Kimberly W. Quinney. Anthony Paul Quinn. Alyssa Krishan Reed. Brittany Nicole Reed. Karen D. Roberts. Angelica Victoria Russell. Brittany Shay Russell. Lauren Brooke Russell. James D. Sanders. Elizabeth H. Schindler. Thomas David Gerald Shook. Carlicia Raquel Small. John Austin Smith. Kyoto Shante Smith. Whitney L. Smith. Travetta Chantrese Stewart. Chandra D. Stocklin. Ronald Eugene Stowe Jr. Brandy Lynn Suleiman. Kiera Caress Tiana Tate, Raymond Taylor, Kristen K. Thompson, Elizabeth Ballard Thornton, Shalonda Tipton, Teresa Wa Tran, Jessica Renee Tucker, Laura Nicole Tull, Jaquator Tunstall, Keith Kyle Wade II, Kayla Dion Wade, Michael Bradford Wade, Wendy Y. Wallace, Johan Michael Walter, James Eric Wardlaw, Brent Allen Watson, Lindsay Ann Watts, Joseph Ryan Whaley, Anna Grace Williams, Louis Cherry Williamson III, Michael Joseph Woolley, Monsell Deirdre Wooten, Sean Michael Wright, Latara Nicole Yancey, Erica Geraldine Yendrick, Carla Veronica Zavala, Robert Daniel Zeitz,
The completion of an academic degree is seldom done alone. Much appreciation and gratitude for support and encouragement is owed to those closest to us. On behalf of the graduates, I would like us to recognize the... Would you listen, please? I would like us to recognize the parents, the spouses, the children, and friends. Will all those in the audience stand so we may recognize you? Friends and family, you may be seated. Friends and family, you may be seated. Now, on behalf of the graduates, I am sure you also want to join me in expressing a genuine sense of gratitude to a very special group of people. For several semesters and years now, they have worked with you as you pursued your educational goals. They've invested in your life and your learning. As I ask this representative group of faculty and administrators to stand, audience, please join me in a final warm recognition of their efforts, faculty and administrators. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Following the alma mater, students and guests are requested to remain in their seats for the recessional of the platform party, and faculty, please turn to page 53 of your program and join us as we sing the University of Memphis alma mater. Please stand for the alma mater.
days of youth and beauty, thy halls have been our home. In time of preparation, great lessons didst thou teach, till now the stars will strive to be.